Joining me on the phone right now, Jacoby Shaddix of the band Papa Roach. Who Do You Trust is the single we're playing off the yet-to-be-titled album that comes out in January. And February 26th, Papa Roach is playing the Nutter Center in Dayton. Jacoby, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, yeah, man. It's good to be here, dude. Good to be talking about some new music we're dropping.
Yes. But before we talk about this, I got to bring this up. Listeners over the past few months have pointed this out to me, and I tend to agree, that a few new rock tracks that have come out in the last maybe 6 months or so sound eerily similar to a track you guys made off your last album, Help. One, namely, is from Escape the Fate. Is this something you have noticed?
Oh, definitely. You know, I guess it's imitation is the highest form of flattery. You know, so it's all good. We actually took Escape the Fate out on tour, and I was sitting backstage, and I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah. Did you say anything to them about it?
Oh, they know. But dude, hey, I'm homies with all those guys. Ain't no love lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, we dropped a song that inspired people, and honestly, like, that's the thing, man. Like, music has to keep evolving, and every once in a while, P. Roach drops a track that just lights people up, and Help was one of those songs. And you know, it's a trip, man, because we kind of went back and analyzed, like, some of our successes and some of our failures in music, and found that our fans really gravitate towards when we play music in a major key, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of rock is written in the minor key. And, you know, when we jump into that major key territory, it really, like, almost opens up the darkness and just shoots some sunlight through it. And, you know, it's not necessarily like our go-to, but then it's like when we juxtapose like a darker lyric and what I'm going through or what somebody around me is going through, the blues,
mm-hmm.
and we put it through that spectrum, I think the juxtaposition is what makes it special. And, yeah, we had a lot of success with Help on this last record, and people just love that song. And so, you know, when we went back in to make this new record, we wrote a few more new songs in the major key,
mm-hmm.
and kind of added a different element, you know, dynamic to the record, and so it's exciting.
We're on to the new stuff, and we are playing, like I said, Who Do You Trust? There's no shortage of material to write songs about. The new song in the video has kind of a whimsical take on the idea of fake news. What are some of the other topics you're going to be talking about with this new album?
You know, so there's elements that are socio-political, you know, like about how my relationship is with the world and my view on politics, but not necessarily in a divisive manner, but mm-hmm. more of an engaging manner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then there's also those really deep personal songs where I just am laying myself out there, very vulnerable, and I think that element as well really humanizes us, and you know, I think we're just kind of treading the same path we've always treaded, where it's just honest,
mm-hmm.
and but musically, the lyrics are the thread that tie this whole record together, and musically the album is very, like, ADD. You know,
okay.
So the punk is insanely punk. The rock is full tilt boogie rock. The hip hop is over the top hip hop, and so it's just, we take you down this. It's a wild journey of a record, but we're just so proud. We're so proud of it, you know, and we really feel that, you know, we serve the core with core elements of Papa Roach, but we challenge the fans with some new sounds and some new styles that take our fans to a different place. And, you know, we know our fans are always down for the journey.
Crooked Teeth, your last album, featured some guest appearances from people like Machine Gun Kelly, among others. Can you tell us any appearances on the new album?
You know, honestly, like, if the only guest appearances are like alternate versions of myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like these different personalities. You know, there's this track where we drop the vocal kind of low, and I'm like rapping, and it sounds like it's like this massive fucking 300-pound African-American rapper. And, you know, but it's just me, just taking a different take on myself. And this record is just all about us, all about Papa Roach.
I saw today that Marilyn Manson is is on his Instagram page selling a dildo with his face on it. That's now available for $125 if people want to check that out. You're not.
Man, I'm gonna have to go get one.
Yeah, right. Buy me one while you're at it, man. I'm kind of short on change right now, but you're not. You're not unfamiliar with merchandising. Of course, you have the clothing line, Lovers or Lunatics. What's the craziest merch idea you've ever had?
Well, my friends came at me back in the day. They were like, "Dude, you should release the Kobe dick." And I was like, "Huh?" They're like, "Yeah, man, you could like mold it and sell it to the fans." And I was like, I don't think my wife's gonna be too happy about that.
Right?
Nah, we're good. But actually, right now we got a dope line right now that I'm stoked about. We got these shorts that we released that are super sick, and we got these sandal slides. These Papa Roach slides that are dope. But as far as like oddball kind of merch pieces, we haven't really gone too extreme out there. I think I try to maintain like a certain amount of class to what we're doing. So. The dildo is not the route for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Marilyn's one.
Manson, it works.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the few guys that can pull that off, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Jacoby Shaddix, Papa Roach. Again, the new album comes out in January. They are performing February 26th at Dayton. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
Most definitely, man. Good chatting with you, dude, and look forward to doing shows out here.